What's going on, guys? This is Burrs. I'm here with Nate Murr and Van the Grip Stop, and we're going to talk to you today about AXTS and the different products they have. I recently got their Raptor charging handle and their Talon safety system. This is Ambidextrous. I've been using it for a little bit over 1,000 rounds. I ran about 800 to 900 at the Rockwell course recently. You know, what are your thoughts on the Raptor? Let's talk about this first. So we'll talk about the Raptor charging handle. The thing I've noticed from it is it's really smooth to engage versus some of the other ones I've used, particularly like basic parts kit kind of stuff. And some of the other ones on the market, what I've noticed is you have a nice even pull and engagement with this one.
Right. Well, I mean, I've used a lot of different ambidextrous charging handles over the years. Outside of like a stock charging handle, I remember the first thing I ever got was the Badger add-on latch, right? And what that did was it just replaced the standard latch on the standard charging handle. The problem with that is that it would drag, it would kind of put like a diagonal pressure on the charging handle, so it wasn't exactly the best design, but it was the best for that time, about like 10 years ago. But I mean, that worked great as a right-handed shooter, but you're kind of limited with options as a left-handed shooter, right? For the actual ambidextrous part of it, right? So the Raptor's been out for a couple years. There's lots of people that sell it. It's a really great design. I think you're right with what you were saying about it being more of a fluid. A lot of ambidextrous charging handles on the market have kind of like a gritty feel, or it's like something kind of slips and then it allows it to go to the rear. It doesn't matter if you grab it from the left or from the right. It's very fluid release from the actual how it locks on the receiver. And
they feel the same. So left versus right feels the same as far as engagement goes. So you don't have a different feel on the left compared to the right.
Unlike some other charging handles out there, right? The one thing about the Raptor is that there's a lot of people that were under the impression that somebody else was making it other than AXTS, and they've gone to not great lengths, but they're kind of going through this thing right now to really establish that as like, hey, we're the people that make this. They make a couple other products, and they actually have their own rifles now, which I recently had the opportunity to shoot when I was out in Oregon. I got the chance to go to the factory and tour their facility and see what they're all about, so that was kind of cool that they made time for me. I've been using a Raptor for a couple years now. I have them on all my guns just because I shoot as much left-handed as I do right-handed nowadays, and since the product exists, you know, it's something I want to put on my guns.
Yeah, and it's definitely built very well. The thing I'm noticing with the Raptor is, I mean, it feels good. It doesn't feel like it's too light, or it doesn't feel like it's you know, flimsy in any way. So the different parts and the way they kind of go together, nothing's flexing or anything like that. So I've seen that in some other ones I've used in the past. So.
And I think you have more ambis coming out right now from different companies. I think it's also one of the more aesthetically pleasing ambi latches out there.
It's skeletonized.
It's skeletonized, it's light. I mean, it looks sexy on the gun.
I like the fact that what do you want to call them here?
Like the serrations?
Yeah, the serrations that are on it. I like that a lot. It's definitely grippy. Yeah. So whether your hands are sweaty or whatever, you gotta use this. It's nice and grippy. What do you think about this Atlas? He didn't give a shit.
It makes his cameo, right? Yeah, well, one of the cool things is they're doing more color match stuff now. So like I have a tan one. Obviously my gun's all, you know, a million different colors of spray paint, rattle can, but you can get them in flat dark earth, you can get them in like tungsten gray and all these different colors that guys are building. You know, they're doing builds in colors other than black or tan. So yeah, so the company recognizes that and they're doing different colors for it.
Yeah, so that's cool. So, you know, the one that's on here, like I said, around 1,000 rounds I've ran through it. At the Rockwell course, like you were talking about with left-handed shooting, it really came in handy. You know, before I went to the course, I didn't have anything ambidextrous, either with the charging handle or the safety. So putting those two parts on prior to going to the course, I really appreciated that going to the course, where you were forced and you had to go through left-handed shooting if you're a right-handed shooter.
And then RTG runs you through drills that are specific to left-handed shooting or support side shooting.
Yeah, so that was, I really got to use it a lot more than I have in the past as far as left-handed shooting, and you know, everything ran perfectly for me.
My thing, I was never really a big fan of ambidextrous safeties, and the Talon is the one ambidextrous safety on the market that I like. And the reason why I like it is it's so adaptable. So you can either go from a full traditional throw, which is I believe 90 degrees, or you can do a short throw like I have mine set up here, which is a 45-degree throw. And at first I thought the 45-degree throw was a gimmick, like why do I need that? But what I realized was by having a smaller, you can customize the levers, right? Yep. You have like I think 4 different choices of lever. So as a primarily right-handed shooter, I can put a shorter lever, and if I set it up in the 45-degree throw, it's a very short distance for it to go from safe to fire, but then also it doesn't compromise the way my trigger finger engages my trigger.
Yeah, so you can see on mine, I have mine set up with the 90, and it's right
so
in
it's just barely touching your knuckle.
Yeah.
Right? Which, I mean, can be annoying to some guys with bigger fingers, but you can tailor it to what's ideal for you, which is something I like. The other thing I like about the Talon, aside from the fact that one unit goes, you can configure either to 90 or to 45 in like a matter of seconds. Like you do it out in the range. Like you can take it out to the range. If you don't like it at 90, change it to 45, try it out at 45. If you don't like it, you can change it back to that traditional 90-degree throw. What I like about it is that you can change the levers out too without any specialty tools. You don't need a tiny little Allen,
right,
which will, you know, either you'll strip it out or it'll go missing, or like the smaller the Allen, the easier it is to round out. So I like that as a spring-loaded detent, that all you do is depress it with a piece of wire or a nail or a paper clip. You can find field expedient things to depress that detent with. It dovetails on, it slides on a dovetail, so it's virtually impossible to come loose or break free. And I've found them to be very durable. So
yeah, I have too. And you know, how many different? You say you have 4 different sizes?
I think right now they have 4 different sizes, and it's the same deal as the Raptor, where they come in different colors, right? So they can color match your safety to your gun. But as far as an enhanced safety goes, I mean, it's real distinct. Click, you can hear it probably on camera right there. You can customize it, and it leaves room for growth too in the future. Like, because it's a dovetail design, if the company gets enough demand, they're like, hey, we want like a mid-size between like the smaller and the longer, or whatever it might be. They can always come up with more levers in the future to fit demand. So it's cool that they didn't dovetail themselves into a design that they can't adapt or they can't improve upon.
Yeah, and installation, I mean, obviously you've installed tons more things on guns than I have, but when I installed this, I mean, it literally took like 3 minutes at the most. And that was actually reading the directions with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you can change a light bulb, you can install your own safety. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it was really quick. There wasn't much to it, and I've been impressed with it so far. Well, that was a real quick overview, kind of looking at the Raptor and the Talon. You know, you turned me onto these about, I think, a month ago. Put them on, really liked them. I know you've run them a lot more than me, so I wanted to get you on camera and kind of talk about it, because I really think you know, these are great parts, and they're parts I want on all of my guns.
Yeah. I mean, they're not cheap parts, but they're really high-end, high-quality parts that are built here in America from premium-grade materials. So, like anything high-grade, you're gonna pay a premium. But I mean, I've been using the Raptor for years. I absolutely love the charging handle. I think it's one of the best things you can put on your gun.
All right, so if you guys have any questions or anything, go ahead and let me know. If you guys have used AXTS stuff in the past, go ahead and put your comments down below, or better yet, make a video about it. And until next time, later. You just wait, buddy. Just wait. Wait. It's on.
It is on.
It's like on like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.